What's popping, people? Gosh, it's been so long since the last time I said that. It's probably really obvious by now, but if you haven't watched the episode yet, you probably should before continuing with this video. If you missed the intro to this little slice of content here on the channel, this is the series where we go over trivia and behind-the-scenes notes for characters and events from the series. You'll hear about scrap moments, get clarification on certain things or dialogue, and catch all of the little Easter eggs and references we sprinkled into your viewing experience. Oh, and you should also know that I'll be teasing new characters from the upcoming season in each episode to sweeten the deal. If you can't get enough of the adventures of Aipom, you're in the right place. Hopefully this little world of ours is still as exciting as the first time you found it. Episode 2 of the series is named Ghosts. You probably didn't notice it, but the main characters that eventually die in the season are both in this episode. This is the episode that establishes the limitations of the Dragon Balls that are followed in the series. They can't be used for outwardly selfish means, and they must affect 2 or more people. These rules are brought back again in the finale. I bet you don't remember them being established so early on. A character making her first speaking appearance in the second season was referenced early on in this episode. Hocus is a female Majin that wished for the love and adoration of Kantan citizens. As comical as it sounds, this wish was so problematic that the Dragon Balls had to be limited. This episode marks the second mention of the holodeck, a state-of-the-art training facility that allows visitors to fight hard-like recreations of iconic characters in a variety of locations. Aipom using the holodeck to fight an Appa simulation on screen is a callback to the original pilot of the series. Did you notice Aipom mentioning a string of crimes taking place out in space? These crimes are attributed to a future character and would have been expanded upon in the original epilogue. Steen mentions a student leaving the holodeck a little before Aipom got there. The character was none other than Cable. He sure does take his training seriously. If the doors to the holodeck open, the hard-light replica can actually escape and roam the city freely. Fortunately, their strength and stability lessens the further they are from the deck. Aipom has a very morbid chat with the sleeping dragon about death in this episode. If you watch the series over again, you probably got it with foreshadowing like a truck. The captain has been missing for quite some time at this point, having missed Aipom's orientation. He was actually already dead by the time the scrambled message reached the city. The character that sabotaged the holodeck while Aipom was using it was actually Pepper. Scrapped scenes from an alternate viewpoint of the episode would have showed her stalking Cable in the area. The line, "You are a character," is one the sleeping dragon picked up from his adopted sister, Aipom's mom. Anytime it is heard in the series, tragedy is almost soon to follow. Try to remember that. If I'm not mistaken, that was the last of my notes. Alright, kings, queens, everything beyond and in between. This is the part where you stretch those legs and get ready for our bonus content. I'm going to be giving you guys the basic character bio for the female Majin we mentioned earlier in today's episode. That's right, Hocus is our target for today. As a matter of fact, since it's been so long, I'll also throw in information about her brother Pocus. Who could have seen those names coming? Hocus wasn't always adored by everyone who calls Kantan City their home. In fact, the power of the Dragon Balls can be blamed for her supernatural popularity and unprecedented fame. This slang-speaking Majin has a cute high-pitched voice, but it is completely offset by her speech. She speaks with Ebonics sometimes, almost comically so, and while her crude nature and potty mouth is endearing to some, the power of the wish she made makes her tolerable to everyone else. With her popularity, Hocus has become an idol of sorts in Kantan, sponsoring many products, appearing in advertisements, and hosting events. You might even find yourself falling for her charm. Our smack-talking friend here isn't all that good at hand-to-hand combat though, so of course she'd need to carry some muscle around. That's where her brother Pocus comes in. The always hungry sibling has quite the large and intimidating stature. Luckily for everyone around him, the pressure is offset by his playful and aloof nature. While the simple-minded Majin can only communicate through a series of hums and excited noises, he is actually very quick to learn from and understand the people around him. He can actually recall and reproduce information he has seen or heard very easily. For example, if you put a pencil in his hand, he can draw anyone he's seen in the past decade flawlessly. Cool, right? Don't let the big guy fool you though, he is packing some serious firepower in that big squishy body of his. When he's enraged, he's a complete force of nature. A big purple planet buster. The only ones to see him get angry are the ones that threaten or harm his sister. You won't have to worry about seeing that side of him anytime soon. Unless... you'll get to know even more about Hocus and Pocus when the Adventures of Aipom's second season promotional material begins to roll out. I hope that was a good enough teaser for you all. If not, tough titty. I don't get paid enough for my work around here. That's going to wrap up today's video. And if you made it this far, I'd like to ask you a question. Why haven't you hit the like button yet, you freaking whore?
Where have you